The quote that we chose today says, if you choose, you can start over right now. Start over to me sounds so big. It seems as if I have to move out of the country and, pack a few things and leave and start over. As in, I moved to Greece and a new life, new people, new language. And yet we can start over right now. We could start over in a conversation. We can start over in a relationship. We can start over breaking patterns, creating a new pattern of behavior. We can start over in so many ways, and it seems easier said than done. But if we are in a position where we recognize that something is going on that we probably don't want to continue, if we take a step to stop and think about what's going on and then think, I want to start over, we make that choice and then we can. I was reading something that said that life is like a video game, that you can choose to learn from those patterns that you're playing with or stay in the same spot and be killed by the same monster over and over and over again. And that caught my attention so much because, yes, we can stay in the same spot without making the choice of, at least I'm going to move one step over here. That is a choice, and that is a way of starting over. Just taking one step to the side or to the front, to the back, or wherever. And starting over doesn't have to seem as big as moving away from the country and starting again at a new place with new people, a new language, and a new way of being.
Yeah, starting over doesn't seem quite as big to me as it does to you. It is, to me, it's a choice of making a different decision and making a different choice and, maneuvering life through a different pattern. Like you said, we can do that at any moment of any time. And to me, it's going to go back to, for me, mindfulness and awareness. And reacting and responding. And all those other words that we use and write about and have to maneuver through in our own lives. I do find that when I am reacting, I am not in mindfulness or awareness. I'm somewhere in crazy land in my head. But sometimes in that craziness, there's that little voice of sanity that says, stop. And it is in that moment of clarity that I'm able to stop and take a deep breath, and in that moment say to myself, do I want to continue this or do I want to do it differently? So it's a choice. It's a choice for me to stay in crazy land in my head, and sometimes that's not really a really fun place to be. But it's living in mindfulness and awareness and making different choices and not waiting for things to happen to me or for me. I'm not gonna wait till my granddaughter turned 16 before I'm going to do all great things in my life. I'm going to do the great things now, because the great things now will lead to greater things. And I want to live in greatness. And that's where these choices and starting over lead us to our next highest greatness.
Mm-hmm. So this week, choose to start over anytime, any moment. See if it works for you during a conversation that you know it's leading nowhere. Stop and say, let's start over. Approach it with a different approach. Start over on a relationship. Start over at your work. Start over in the way you drive to work. Start over in many ways and see where that leads and how does your week change because of that. Thank you.
Have a good week.